lot of flags. That's what I can tell about the C500. Honestly, I didn't expect this from the C500. Welcome back to rTech. We're going to review the Tapo C500. Hey, welcome back to rTech, and this is a new video again. So this time we're reviewing the Tapo from tplink. This is the C500. So this is a new outdoor based 360 camera. So as you can see, it comes nicely wrapped in this plastic sheet, and it's a pretty big box, to be honest, as compared to the C200. And this one's got some waterproof capabilities, and it can also rotate, so that's what's making this special as compared to other security cameras. And it's water resistant up to IP65, so it can take a little bit of splash, a little bit of rain, so good to go outside. And with a 360, it's perfect for security, surveillance, and everything else you need. It's also got some AI stuff built in. Nowadays most of the cameras come with that, so this has also got that. So let's quickly open this plastic sheet and see how it looks. Let's quickly look at what tplink is mentioning on this box before we open it. So it says capture everything around, outdoor tilt, security Wi-Fi camera, like I mentioned. Only 1 year warranty. They have a helpline number, so that's nice. A lot of changes from last time. So this one's supposed to be world's #1 in terms of Wi-Fi products. They've just mentioned that tplink is actually good. I mean, they make very good routers and stuff like that. So yeah, this works with Google and Amazon Alexa. I've seen some people pair it with the screen-based Alexa, so that you can just ask who's at the gate and it'll actually show you the camera feed. So that's one good way to use it. So full HD, that's the resolution it can work on. So it's got 360 motion tracking, so which means if you activate that, it can actually move the camera based on a person moving in the field of the camera. AI person detection, again, it can detect maybe a human being walking around. And it's water resistant, as I mentioned. It's about IP65. Can't immerse it, but it can survive rain, splashes of water. And it can support up to 512 GB of a micro SD card, which is really huge. Good storage. Turning the box to the side, let's see what's written here. So yeah, you can have local storage with a very large micro SD card, so you don't have to actually buy cloud space or something like that. I don't think this supports RTSP because the C200 does support that, and you can use a link to kind of use it as a webcam. So this I don't think has RTSP, but let me check. I will confirm that later. So the mounting is very innovative in this one. I've seen the pictures on photos. So you can mount this in different angles to give you the right view you want to cover the area you need. So for example, you can mount it vertically directly. You can even mount it on the ceiling. So a lot of options there. We'll explore that later. Let's see what's on the other side. Okay, let's go to the start. So some more specs mentioned here. I mean, this is a little more in-depth detail. So field of view 360, full HD, 1090 by 180. And it's got a two-way built-in microphone and speaker, so you can actually speak to the person from the luxury of your hands if you have a mobile phone with the app installed on it, or through Alexa. So it's got night vision, so it's supposed to cover up to 98 feet, which is really good. I mean, it's 100 feet of range, which is nice. Supports wireless protocols, 2.4 gigahertz. I don't see 5, so it does support 2.4. And works at a very wide voltage range, 100 to 240 volts, which is really nice. And adapter's 12 volt adapter, 1 amp, that's what it's consuming. And like I mentioned, waterproof, yes. So what does the box have? So it has the camera, power adapter, installation guide, mounting bracket. It's got some screws, templates, anchors and screws, waterproof seal. Amazing. So all these things are inside. There's no micro SD card in the box. So it does work on iOS or Android, depending on what you want. And the app can be scanned by scanning this or going directly and searching for the Tapo app. Okay, there's something mentioned at the back of the box. So here, let's see what it says. Yeah, yeah, this is more about the warranty stuff and where it's made and stuff like that. So nothing much here in terms of the pricing and where it's made from. It's actually a Chinese product, obviously premium Chinese product sold in India, legally of course. And yeah, that's about it. Okay, now let's all right, so let's have this box opened up, right? So strangely enough, the box doesn't have a top sort of an open system. It's actually inside, so it opens a little different. Let me see how do you get this open. Yeah, it's got a side flap, and you got to pull this off this way. Yeah, okay, that's a pretty big box. Look at the volume on that. So there is some sort of thermocol protecting this whole setup. Okay, they've given some templates, which is really nice for you to use easily to wall mount it or ceiling mount it, as I mentioned. Quick start guide, just piece of paper. Just show it to you here so that if anybody loses the manual, you can just look at this and pause the video and see what it's mentioned here. So yeah, so these are some of the basic characteristics of this camera. They've also given some troubleshooting tips, what's happening when the lights blink, and how to set it up quickly. Some instructions at the back as well. All right, okay, that's good enough. Let's see what else is there. Here's the adapter. So I don't know why they do this. It's not an earthing based adapter, but they still give you a 3-pin adapter. I mean, usually when you mount these cameras, you are doing this outside, and it's very hard to get plugs which have 3-pin sockets sometimes. So just watch out for this one. It might cause trouble because you need not use this, but it still has this option of a third plug, and it's a plastic dummy. And the wire looks pretty long, so I don't know how long this is. It should be at least 2 meters because there's quite a lot of wire in that. We'll check that later. Put this outside. Okay, this looks like one of the mounting clamps. What else do we have? Okay, there's some washers. Okay, and again mounting screws with nice yellow drill helpers. I forgot what you call this, drill chucks. Sorry. Anyways, that's about it. And that's an empty box after this. So there's just a camera here, and let's see what is here. Okay, so this is a totally different looking Tapo camera. It's got a nice black finish on this one, and a mix of black and white surface here. So it says Tapo right here. Looks good, and the wire is actually fixed here. So you got to be careful with that. This is a short wire. Obviously the adapter is a longer wire, but this one's just fixed length. It's about half a meter. And let me see. So you can see it's already having this sort of 360 capabilities here. Camera's actually hidden behind because it's switched off right now. So it's actually at the back. You can see there's some sort of a speaker grill over here. And let's see what's at the back. Okay, some more details mentioned here about the camera and what it's got. I can also see a reset micro SD card option. So this is actually protected. So it looks like if you want to take out the micro SD card, you'll have to use a screwdriver. So it's not as easy as you just hack the system and take it out easily. So you'll have to unscrew 2 Phillips screw heads before you can get to the micro SD card, which is nice. Okay, and just moving the camera in focus. So that's the lens over there. It doesn't look like it's got some sort of protective cover, but yeah, that's the lens, and I can see 2 infrared LEDs. There's also some other sensor over here. Maybe that's a light sensor. Yeah, that's about the camera. Okay, let me show you this really quick. So this is the camera and the wiring. I just want to show you how the mounting options have been cleverly designed by TP-Link for this one. So first of all, you just got to put the wire through, well, I'll just show you how this clamp works. So this can be mounted vertically or on the ceiling. So when you want this to be fixed on, let's say, okay, we got to put this in, right? So once you do this, all you have to do is just lock this in place, and you can see that if this is a ceiling mount, you get all your screws here for the ceiling, right? So the ceiling is going to hold it like this, and the camera is going to be like this, right? So this is going to be a ceiling mount, and this is how it's actually going to hold. At the same time, you want to mount it, let's say, on a vertical wall. All you have to do is just change the angle for that, and you just need to turn the mount this way. Right, let me see. Okay, I think it's the other way around, sorry. I'm doing this for the first time, so okay. So this is how you mount it on a vertical piece of wall. So it's either this way or this way. So it gives you two dual mounting options, which is really nice. So that way you can decide where you want to fix this, and it'll give you a good view based on where you fix it. So very innovative. I like this idea, and the wiring also is beautifully hidden. You can't even see it, right? So this will go behind the wall, and then it's connected to the adapter. So this is a very nice, innovative way you can fix this on any wall you want. So a real life example of how to mount this. So I've just put it on the ceiling. This is how the bracket goes. I have not actually secured it properly. The wire needs to go before you have this fixed to the ceiling. And you can see that it's actually loose right now because I haven't put the two mounting screws here on either sides. So remember that. So once you put the screws, you'll find that the camera is secure. Just two of these screws can hold this camera pretty sturdy. So it looks pretty sturdy to me right now. I have put the power on right now, and you can see that it's the LED is actually glowing, and it does its own 360 rotation. This is the same way the C200 also works. I'll leave the links here in case you're interested to look at that. And this one, as you can see, there's a LED which flashes red and green, which means it's not yet paired. And yeah, it's just trying to figure out the directions and the positions. And those are the two infrared LEDs. You can't actually see them with your naked eye, in the morning at least. So yeah, now it's in pairing mode right now, which means these two LEDs, the single LED keeps glowing in different colors. So SD card at the back, I've opened the two screws there to put this in. It can take up to 512 GB. So once you put that in, make sure that you secure this with that clamp which they've provided, two screws on either sides. Yeah, and there's a small reset button there as well next to it. So once you do that, you just go to the app and then look out for the devices they have. Then you'll find C500, click on that, click next. It'll ask you for the position details, accept that. Connect to your Tapo device, just switch on Wi-Fi and it'll connect to this particular camera. Once you connect it to it, it's very simple. Put in your network password so that it knows what Wi-Fi router to connect to. Name your device, put any name you want. I'm calling this the gate. And you can choose custom location if you want, or you can just skip it. Yep, and once you do that, you can choose an icon. I mean, it's just doing this so that it's easy for you to recognize. Some people have about 20 to 30 cameras on one of the apps. And that's about it. So they have a cloud service plan, so it's optional. Again, if you do not want to use an SD card, you can opt for this. It's pretty reasonable. And there are some firmware updates. I'll do that later. So you can see the two cameras here. One is the C200 I have on the right, and of course it does give you a visit to see how this functions if you want to look at it. And that's the view I get initially. Honestly speaking, the first time I put it on, it's very peppy. The camera works flawlessly. There's no delay. Of course, it's slower than the C200, but it does work decently. It was, at least. And the functions are pretty similar to the C200 or any other camera in 360 range of TP-Link. Okay, so coming back to the app, you have a lot of settings which are self-explanatory. So you can see that the video currently is at 720. It does have an option to go to 1080, but I've just left it there. There's auto reboot in case you think it has to restart every time to function better. That's also available. Most of the settings can be just left as it is. I think AI also is turned on. And the homepage gives you a view of all the cameras you have. For example, these are the two cameras I have right now. One's indoor and one's outdoor. So very nice app. I really like the app. It's just that I felt that the hardware they're using on the C500 is a slightly inferior one compared to the C200. I don't know what the reason is, but I just found it a little slower. So you must be seeing the two modes there, home mode and away mode. Obviously that will change the profile of the camera based on what you select here. So you can customize those profiles. Anyway, let's get back to the C500. Now again, you can see that it's not so fast as I expected it to be. I mean, the moment you click it, it takes about a second, 2 seconds probably to react. And this only gets worse at a later stage. I'll show you towards the end of the video. But otherwise, the camera is pretty clear. It doesn't have this feature of actually capturing photos and storing them instead of videos. I think that would have been a really nice feature. I think you have to go ahead and select a video and then cut the photo from that. That's the only way it works right now. If there's a better method, let me know in the comment section below. So just to compare, look at the C200. I mean, this is so responsive. I mean, it's much quicker than that camera. I don't know how that happens, but I found it more responsive. And this is also working in low light situations. So this is what I was talking about. You can actually change the quality of the video, and if you want to use 720p, you can use 720 or 1020 or even a lower profile if you're happy with that. And other than that, most of the options here are pretty straightforward. So it's pretty straightforward to get this record stuff. For example, this is on continuous recording right now. You can see the different icons there. If it shows a person moving, that means it's a motion detection. If not, it's a person detection. And the way this works is you just click on any of these files and it starts playing that. But let's say you want to take one particular clip from one of these instances and just save it separately for your reference, right? That's when it gets a little tricky. Okay, in this case, let's say you're playing a particular video clip which was recorded, and all you need to do is just, you can see the two camera buttons there. One is a camcorder and one is a photograph camera icon there. So if you click on that camera button, it will save this picture separately in a memory card for your reference in the future. And again, if you're looking at another recording and you want to take one particular video section, you just hold the video icon and it'll record that clip separately for you in another space. Yeah, so it does have this call function. Basically, you have a talk function, which is a one-way mic. If you use a call function, then it has a two-way mic. So the microphone on the camera as well as your phone or whichever device you have is activated. Picture quality. So this is the video quality, which you can see. I've recorded here. Yeah, so you can see movement and you can hear them as well in the recording. This is at about, say, 7 p.m. Pretty good quality video, I would say. See, this is taken from a normal camera here, and this is like past 7 o'clock in the evening. So I'll show you how it looks on this particular camera. Yeah, so this is at about, say, 11 p.m. and it's doing a good job. The IR is still not on, but very good clarity. And this is when there was no lights and it was actually raining, and you can see it's done a good job in terms of capturing the space. And the two LEDs which it has is pretty powerful. You can see how clear it is. So AI detection is supposed to be something new and big in this one. So when someone walks by, it actually starts moving the camera, pointing it in the direction of the person's movement or an object movement. It's a hit or miss thing. I mean, if the object is too fast, it doesn't do anything. But if it's something which the camera can keep up with, it will follow the object and does a decent job, is what I would say. Here you can see it's actually tried to capture this vehicle moving. So it's quite decent. In another instance, it just missed this whole thing because it just couldn't keep up with the vehicle. So this camera does have RTSP, so that means you can actually see the link of this camera feed in other devices. So all you need to do is just go to advanced settings. There you can see device account, click on that. Say I understand, agree to use, put a username which is unique and a password. So when you're putting the username, make sure that it's long enough, because the first time I tried it, it says username has to be at least 6 characters. So make sure you put a big username there. Choose anything you want and then put a password. And that's about it. Just hit the save button and you're done. Now, how do you play this? Well, all you have to do is just open VLC player, for example. Just click on the network icon on the top frame. So when you open VLC, you'll see this come up, and then you can see a network option right on top. And there, I've saved these two links already as favorites. So all you need to do is just enter a URL over here. And that's the format for the URL. Just enter this particular address over here. I'll try and leave a text over here in the description. So just type this text in. If you end this whole URL with stream 1, that means it's going to play it with high quality. And if you have the same stream named as stream 2 towards the end, then it's going to play with a lower quality. So just two options. You put stream 1, you get high quality. Stream 2, you get low quality. And you can use other softwares as well. You have Manycam. You can use this as a webcam as well if you want to. But if you just want to see this in VLC, then this is how you can do it. So I'm just showing you how I did this here. You just type this in the space above that, the browser space on top. Just type it in, the IP address. Now, how do you get this? You need to go into your router and find that out. So if you don't know how to do it, there are a lot of YouTube videos which will show you how to get the IP address of your particular webcam or your security camera. Get it from there, put it in this format, and you will get the stream here. So this is taken from VLC player. So this is how you can see the webcam feed. Anyway, towards the end, I only have to summarize and say that this is a great cam with good features. Software is amazing, but it's just too laggy. I don't know whether it's a hardware problem, not able to pick up the network, but I was really upset and disappointed with the quality of this webcam as compared to the C200. It worked fine. I went and checked the signal quality. It worked fine it's even showing fine on the app for this particular webcam. So maybe it's a device problem, I'm not sure. If you ask me whether I recommend this camera, I really wouldn't because of the way it lags, right? So even if I tried making this call over here, standing next to the camera, it was just too laggy. It just didn't work. So that's my review for the C500 Tapo. I'll leave links in the description below if you're interested. If you have any questions, do let them add up in the comments section below. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you hit the subscribe button. A lot of effort on this video. Thank you so much, and I shall see you on the next one. Bye.